Good morning, Kansas City. Welcome to another edition of KCPS Homeroom. My name is Chris Odom. I am joined today by an incredible artist and businessman extraordinaire, Suleiman Salam, known as Suli 4Q, from this area, and was one of the students I had the wonderful pleasure of working with in the past. I think he and I met for the first time in my 10th grade English. He was a visual art major at Paseo Academy of the Fine and Performing Arts here in Kansas City. And when I was dabbling in doing things like producing little shows for creative writers, the coolest part is that everybody from the whole school could be involved, not just the writing students. And so really fun to meet people that were not just doing this for school or for class. Suli had been getting ready for this possibility his whole life, it seems. So I'm going to ask him to give us an update. We're going to talk about one of his really successful pieces that is out there today and reflect on it a little bit, let him unpack what's going on with what his career is doing, and maybe give you some advice. So in the middle of this, we're going to stop and watch that very successful video. The clean version, I'm told, has the most hits. So we're going to go there on 38 The Spot this morning, and I hope you're looking forward to that. So, Suli, bring us up to speed. What's been going on with you?
Oh, man. So fresh out of high school, I applied and got a scholarship for audio engineering at the Art Institute of Atlanta. And, I was able to meet a lot of cool people out there, man. So a lot of the people that I met immediately, freshman year of college, all have Grammys and plaques on the wall and stuff like that. Now we stay in constant contact, and basically, with being from the inner city and the financial struggles we had growing up, I ended up, kind of losing everything and ended up being homeless out there and having to figure some things out. So my story was a little bit different than the guys that I met out there. So I had to get real creative with my path to being successful. It was going to be solely on, I had to stop, depending on, being very good and talented and somebody just handing me $1 million. You know what I mean? Because you grow up, you think you rap really well. And if you do everything right, and you get the music in the right hands, your life will just change. That wasn't happening for me. You know what I mean? So I actually had to sit down, create a business plan, and work my plan. And I've been extremely blessed because since I was forced to have to do those things, I've been able to do some really cool things like and mentor people I never thought I would be able to mentor, like people I grew up looking up to in the music business, ask me for advice now. You know what I'm saying? I have conversations with them and get them advice. I own my own label. I'm signed to myself. I also own my own clothing line, Real Apparel, and my own manufacturing company. You know what I mean? So I completely am able to do everything from start to finish now with me being a producer, creating. I got 3 number ones with Tech 9 from here in Kansas City. I've got to meet super cool people and have conversations with, people from like Joyner Lucas. He's a big artist now. Jay Diggs from California. I got to take my wife to Jamie Foxx's house, you know what I'm saying? And that's one of her favorite, artists, you know what I'm saying, growing up. So, we got to go chill with Jamie Foxx, you know what I mean? So literally, as a kid, I've been able to do exactly what I set out to do in a unforeseen way, you know what I mean? Because, in the beginning, I thought I was going to sign to somebody else and they was going to do it, but it ended up being something special, you know what I'm saying? And I think it's a testament to what can happen when you literally never give up. Like when you don't stop, no matter where you from, no matter what your current circumstances is, because, a lot of I remember explaining what my plan was to people, and telling them what type of budget I have, and they laughed at my budget. You know what I mean? And I just had to, take it on the chin and not laugh at myself. You know what I'm saying? I knew where I was coming from. I knew what I was going to have to do to be where I'm at today. And I was able to do it by not giving up and putting in the hard work.
That's fantastic. Thanks for giving us that synopsis and breakdown. And let me tell you that other people I've talked to about your drive and your goal setting and your multiple revenue streams and your decision to like not just dabble in anything you do is, man, it's humbling. I think other people have said that. It's motivational to other people. It's truly fantastic. So I'm honored to get to step back a little bit and remember who you were. And it kind of had some guesses, man, like doing Coffee House so many years. And initially it was that I really probably thought we were just doing like a school presentation, and that the longer it grew and the more lineage of people who would like come back to see it because they remembered what it was or something, and it is still going. It's there at Paseo now. They have a brand new creative writing teacher this year named Ben Bullington. Shout out to you, and I'm going to help him make it what it used to be if he wants to. But it was not just a school production at some points. It was generating partnerships and collaborations and networking, and I think people were getting noticed, and we had 200 or 300 people in the audience, and then social media was taking off at the same time, so people were like videotaping stuff, and this really happened the other day. How do I go? Right? I was honored and just blown away by it. This hat I'm wearing, I went to this conference, and do you know about Christopher Emden? You should check him out.
I'm not familiar.
Yeah, check him out. He is running this particular series and Twitter feed, and is so successful across the country. And I didn't know about it really until a few years ago, even though I'm a practitioner of this art form in the classroom for so long. We were doing something that's not just happening in Kansas City. So I got to go to Harlem and see the Bronx battle Brooklyn in a rap battle, and it's called Science Genius. And I was like, oh my God, like all these things are starting to come together. So I'd love to get you more involved in that in Kansas City, or who knows, man, maybe you want to just go to the next conference together. It would be mind blowing, but educationally so, it's really becoming bigger part of the discussion. That the idea that someone could bring their true authentic self into a space, right? Mm-hmm. That would be a goal, like a real goal for any space. And so I don't know that I would realize that's what we were doing back when we were doing it, and now I'm giving it terms and words and making sure other people realize that it's important, and that it's what really drives people when they're at home to really be curious what's going on at school too. So that audience. All right, well, we're going to take a minute and watch this, set this up for us. It's you said 1 million people have been checking this out. Set it up for us, and we'll take a watch, and then we'll come back, and we'll talk about it a little bit more with Sully Forcute. But set us up, man. Take us to the video.
And so this video is, it's called Only Know How to Win. It's featuring my guy, Jay Peasy. He has stuff with E40, NBA Youngboy, Yo Gotti, you know what I'm saying? And we've, been blessed to do a lot of great things together. This is one of them. This video just reached over 1 million views, and, humbled and blessed, hope you enjoy it.
I ain't never had a handout, but still found a way for me to stand out. Yeah, every whip got the tint now. I try to stay low key when I step out. But my said your whip ain't clean, unless that bad bitch saying no shoes. I made my mind up as a young teen. There ain't nothing that it can't do. I only know how to win. I took the ends out the pants, got the ends out my sins, put the ends in my friends' fly. Got the air from my fans. Became the man from the man. Played that out my hand. Yeah, I knew when they didn't. I wasn't playing when I told you that you should've listened. I don't know nobody like me. You see the difference, you see the vision. I'm calm, but I see him blitzing. I ain't getting touched, my llama is in position. I know who gon' catch it if it's through. Singing in the end zone with my crew. I ain't never had a handout, but still found a way for me to stand out. Yeah, every whip got the tent now. I try to stay low key when I step out. But my said your whip ain't clean, and let's that bad saying no shoes. I made my mind up as a young teen. There ain't nothing that it can't do. I only know how to win. I used to pray that this would happen. All I had was passion, scared of looking backwards. Though my dad would tell me this would happen, I was scared of being average. I moved to Atlanta, panic, but I managed. I remember meeting Chan. He told me you gotta listen. Your past is where you been, but where you going's different. As you can see, I'm on a mission now. That's why I'm up when you sitting down. I put my family first, moved back to KC to get it right. I never been afraid to roll the dice. Since I met my nothing's been the same. Clarity know what we overcame. I ain't never had a handout, but still found a way for me to stand out. Yeah, every whip got the tent now. I try to stay low key when I step out. But my said your whip ain't clean, and let's that bad saying no shoes. I made my mind up as a young teen. There ain't nothing that it can't do. I only know how to win. I was counting me in. All my losses was a lesson, only know how to win. Had to battle with my demons, face a challenge within. Thanking God for my blessings, I never doubt them again. Had to roll up my sleeves, had to tighten my tins. Candy paint in my cars and went to buy me some rims. I don't do no complaining, I'm about to cop me a Benz and drop the top in the summer and then I'm off in the wind. You ain't gotta put me on, just put me in the booth. Nothing is impossible, you looking at the proof. The squad is Sully 4Q and Adrian the truth. We into making money, not making an excuse. I ain't never had a handout, but still found a way for me to stand out. Yeah, every whip got the tent now. I try to stay low key when I step out. But my said your whip ain't clean, and let's that bad saying no shoes. I made my mind up as a young teen. There ain't nothing that it can't do. I only know how to win.
Oh my God. Okay, we're back. It's so fun to see a full, like, orchestrated piece come together and know how much work went into it and how much vision an artist has to have to produce such a piece, and then to take it all in and have the person sitting right here with us for this conversation. So we're honored today to have the artist with us of what you just experienced, and I hope you loved it. If you don't mind, artist Sully 4Q, will you take us into that piece? It's rare we get the chance to kind of unpack what's going on there, but well, please do for us a little bit.
Yeah, so the biggest thing, with music for me, it's always been an outlet for me. You know what I mean? So I can always listen to pieces from different time spots in my life and remember exactly where I was. This is a timestamp. You know what I mean? This is when I finally got to the point mentally where I felt like, man, I've really done this. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I love to do for a living. You know what I mean? Like I dropped my own shoe. Like in the video, it shows people coming in and buying my shoes. You know what I'm saying? $160 a piece, sold out. You know what I mean? All the shoes gone. And, I'm performing in packed out crowds. You know what I'm saying? I'm at Power and Light, 10,000 fans, people waving their hands back and forth, singing lyrics I wrote, you know what I mean? And, just linking up with different people I, grew up listening to, you know what I mean? I just wanted to depict that individual so people could kind of see, what's possible and it happens in very different ways. It doesn't always happen in a traditional way that you think it will. You don't have to, go sign to a label. You don't have to, you know what I mean? You can put your own plan together, work that plan, and do something that you've never seen before.
That's awesome. All right. So to try to pull this together, and we could talk forever. We've been talking about that. We were catching up before the video, and I'm like, wait, save it so that we can say that and be raw and feel it like it's real, right? So, but no challenge there, man. I'm feeling it like it was the first day we met. It's so good to catch up with you. Really look forward to seeing how far this thing carries you, and that, or you carry it, or however that goes. But basically also just excited to see the other things you're doing. I know you partnered with Petey McGee, who I talked to a couple days ago, and really helped put together Skin Deep. We were talking our way through that piece and talking about it the other day. Really, really amazing to see, the multiple ways that you're getting in. Like you were talking about shoes, right? And not just some really nice shoes that I could really, really see people wearing. That these were not just, let me paint some shoes and see if I can get them off on Facebook Marketplace. Like, so what would you tell? I know some of it is that I had the honor of meeting your father at many events at Coffee House, and he had instilled to me, like just meeting him, that he was really on the professional side of darn near everything he did, and did it to the fullest, right? And so I know that stuff lingers in you as you go on, and I hope I'm not disrespecting by bringing him to the table in this conversation. But what would you tell people maybe that has helped you get to this point, or keep on yourself, or whatever you would say, that comes from some of that wisdom that I think was imparted to you early on?
Yeah, so my father, my dad, he played a huge role, and my mom as well. You know what I mean? Mothers do a great job of making you believe you can do anything you put your mind to. You know what I mean? When my mom said that, I believed her so much, I took it to heart, and I've lived by that. You know what I mean? I've never let anybody tell me I couldn't do something. And my dad really instilled a perfectionist, just really wanting to keep going until I get it all the way 100% right, and always push me to be the best version of myself. But I do have to say, you actually instilled some things into me as well, coming into adulthood, from high school, conversations that we had, and when you had me watch the Tupac documentary. I don't know if you remember that, but that was huge for me, because you let me know, Sully, you going to an art school, you from this area. I see the type of kids you're hanging around and things of that nature. You have to make sure that you stay focused. You know what I'm saying? You stay focused and don't lose your way, and actually do everything you're capable of doing. And that played a lot of role in me applying for my scholarship for the Art Institute of Atlanta, because honestly, I didn't know what I was going to do out of high school prior to that conversation. I was still debating if I was still going to play basketball. You know what I mean? I didn't know if I was going to still go, pursue that, or if I didn't know what I was going to do. And when you put that in perspective for me, it really made me start thinking of things in different ways. Like, how do I vision my life if I stayed here? And who would I be hanging around? And what type of influence would that have on me? Not being naive, knowing I could get, caught up in something I didn't want to be caught up in, or something like that. And I really took heed to that. And, that was, one of the biggest transitional moments in my life. So, what I'm saying, I talk about you quite a bit because of that.
That's special to me. I appreciate you saying that. And this isn't a commercial for me or anything by any means, but it's really like what I've told people is, when you're still in this work, it makes sense to be filled back up and then continue to fill others. So, I mean, you do that so graciously, that's so real. I really, really understand what you're saying, because I remember the same way how I would turn to a guy or two here and there in my early days, 18, 19, somewhere in there, where I'm still forming some decisions. It's an honor to have been that influence, or one of the influences that you had to help, get so strong. So the cool part is you were always that strong. We just had to let you know we could see it. and
I appreciate.
so, I mean, it's still that way, man. It's still fantastic, and I'm still moved by all your future thinking, and then all the ways that you're thinking about not just going away, or not just leaving this place, or not. I bet you're probably thinking about bettering this place in some ways. So
Yeah, a lot of ways. That was I moved back here to Kansas City. You know what I'm saying, to be closer to family, to raise my family, and to better in any way possible that I can contribute to the city as well, because home is where the heart is, and you feel a lot 1,000,000% better. Because before I moved back from Atlanta, I had a lot of stuff going out there, but it didn't feel the same. You know what I mean? Uh, Getting having successful things happen out there, and then you turn over, and you don't have your mom's not there, or what I'm saying, the people that you started with isn't there. It feels a little different than now being here in Kansas City, having a show, and you got clarity right there in the audience, or you working on a short film, and one of my closest people growing up, Petey McGee, you know what I'm saying, who used to rap with me. We was both in a rap group back in the day, and being able to do that project with him, and we have 4 other short films that we've worked on together, and being able to do all those things with people that you love, care about, and grew up with, and is more fulfilling than anything else.
fantastic. Well, it's fun to know that about you, and fun to kind of get you to talk about it a little bit, because I'm in the same boat. I love that I've not tried to be a person to get away from this city, but really watched it grow, and been part of it my whole life. That I, as a student of the Kansas City Public Schools, and someone who works there, more than half of my life has been part of that development and process. So I'm excited, and I think you're going to speak loudly to a lot of people in our community, in our city, that I know you already do. So, guys, we're joined by awesome artists this morning. This is Sully 4Q. We've been talking a little bit about his success and his path, and how you could maybe hear some of his words as motivation and ideas on your own success. So we hope you were enjoying this morning. I certainly was. It's an honor to touch base with him again. We're going to sign off on this KCPS Homeroom. Everybody have a great day out there.